Magyanatimirandhasya Gyananjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you to today's Varnasrama. Speaking about Varnasrama session 19. Today's topic is Varnasrama College. It is based on the Varnasrama walk on March 14th, 1974 in Vrindavan. So we will begin reading. Today is April 20th, 2025. Let me share the screen with you. In yesterday's reading, which was also on the same day, it was on March 14th, but the topic was working is also preaching. So yesterday we saw that anyone who is actually assisting in preaching is also preaching. Any type of work that you're doing, because Srila Prabhupada gave the example of the motto of that railroad company. What was the motto? Keep the wheel moving. So similarly for us, the preaching must continue. So it is not necessary that everyone is going up front and preaching. If you're able to do, that's very much required. But even if you're not able to do that, everyone else who is assisting in that preaching work is also preaching. So yesterday's topic was there is no distinction of higher and lower between services of the different varnas, especially when we are talking in the context of service to Krishna. Then all work becomes transcendental. So we will see further some more light shed in that direction. But the title is Varnasrama College today. Share. So again, it's the same continuation of the same, that was called Varnasrama Walk. Yesterday's class was called Varnasrama Walk, and this is entitled Morning Walk. Okay, same, Vrindavan, March 14, 1974. Maybe it would have been at a different time on the same day. So this is the morning walk. Varnasrama College. So the highlights of this walk are going to be Varnasrama College for the public in general. So this Varnasrama College will be not exclusively for the committed devotees, but it will be for the public in general also. Brahmanas should become expert in every kind of knowledge. So who are Brahmanas? We will see Brahmanas are teachers. So Brahmanas should be expert in every kind of knowledge. That means even material education they will learn. because they have to teach. Material means, again, we will see the details. It's about the work which is prescribed in Shastra. What is the work of a vaisya? What is the work of a shudra? Someone has to train them in those activities. So the brahmana must have knowledge of all different types of work. Not that only he needs to know only the mantras that he is chanting when he is worshipping. No, he should also know the work of other varnas, because he has to teach them, he has to train them. So brahmana should be expert in every kind of knowledge. What will be vaishya's training? Vaishya training is cow protection and how to grow, primarily cow protection and growing food. And then we say Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam. What is Vanijyam? Sometimes people translate Vanijyam to be business. So Prabhupada makes it clear, business means simply selling surplus grain. Whatever is more you produce, if what you produced is more than what you can use for yourself, then that excess you trade, that is called business. No tuition for the Varnasrama college. So there is no fees charged. Vaishya students to grow food for the Brahmanas. Varna first, then ashram. So these will be the various topics we'll be covering. So we can start reading now. Okay. So anyone would like to start reading? Kalpesh Prabhu, you want to start? Not ready. Anyone else would like to read? Or I'll just start otherwise. No.
Mataji, I can read.
Yes, Prabhuji, please. Go ahead. Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Technological College. Similarly, this is another college, Varnashram College. Sat Swarupa. For the public in general, Prabhupada, hey, yes, anyone, just like engineering college is open for anyone, he must be ready to take up the training. Similarly, this he must be ready. The student must be ready to take up the training. Hridayananda. Would it be for a particular age group? Prabhupada. Yes, any education from childhood. Yes, education means from childhood. Hare Krishna, Kaumara, Achrat, Pragyano, Dharman, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam 7, 6.1. One who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood to practice the activities of devotional service. We are getting so many sannyasis, they should teach. Teaching should be done by the sannyasi just like in missionary school the fathers teaches. Hridayananda, how would it be different than Gurukula? Prabhupada, Hridayananda, how would it differ from Gurukula? Prabhupada, Gurukula is only for small children, preliminary, primary, and when children are grown up, they should be sent to the Varnashram college, the school or college, for further developed training. Hridayananda, should they be taught also some? Should there also be teaching in some particular skill or varnas, such as, say, Prabhupada, no. Hridayananda, say for example, someone was a Kshatriya by inclination or a question mark. Prabhupada, no, inclination can be changed also if one has to got little aid, but we should take little advantage of the inclination. Not that it is to be decided by the inclination or no inclination. We can. That will be done. That is not very difficult. This is a most important item because people have been spoiled all over the world by being misguided by the so-called leaders. Therefore, Varnashram college is required. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So the talk continues. Technological college. So like we have so many colleges today. We have engineering colleges, medical colleges, arts, isn't it? So similarly, there should be Varnashram college. So who goes to colleges? Is it meant for a particular faith? People of a particular faith go, or only people of a particular, community go? No. Colleges are open to everyone, isn't it? Even internationally, people go. They go to colleges to study. So Srila Prabhupada is saying this. So the question was, will this Varnashrama college be open to the public in general? Is it only for the devotees, for our ISKCON devotees, or will it be open to everyone in the greater society? Prabhupada is saying, yes, it is open to anyone. Just like engineering college is open for anyone. But there is, for you to enter into any college, what is required? There is a prerequisites. If you have to enter into engineering college, then you know what you're going there to. What are you going to study there for? You're going to study engineering. So you have to have some prerequisites, some conditions that you have to satisfy, and you will be accepted. And and sometimes, even if you don't have those prerequisites, if you are prepared to accept them, they will still take you. So when you go to a college, let's say if you have to learn, let's say computer architecture, your interest is computer architecture, you're going into that field. But then you are supposed to have some math prerequisites and you don't have enough what is required for that course. They can still take you into that program, into that college, and provided you are ready to take whatever is required. So you'll study the prerequisite courses and then you'll take those courses and you'll be considered part of that program. You understand? So Srila Prabhupada's point is, yes, we will take anyone, provided that person is ready to accept the training, isn't it? You cannot come into the Varnashram college and say, I will do what I want to do and I will teach you what I know. When you go as a student, you have to go to learn from them. So it is not that you have to be, an initiated devotee and then only we will accept you. No, this is a college, regular college. Anyone can apply, but our standards will be set there. These are the standards. So anyone who agrees to learn, who wants to actually get trained up, he can come, no problem. It's open to everyone. It's not that it's limited to, our devotee community only. It's not like that. The Varnashrama college is open to anyone. Just like engineering college is open for anyone. But the condition is he must be ready to take up the training, whatever training, like in military school. There is rigorous training given. So if you cannot sustain there, then you cannot stay in the college. You should be prepared to accept the training, to be trained. Similarly, this Varnashrama college, he must be ready. The student must be ready to take up the training. See, that's why it is called a college. It is not not for small children. This is a college. That means now you should make that decision. Yes, I'm ready. I want to learn. Hridayananda, would it be for a particular age group? Yes. So what is Srila Prabhupada saying? Yes, it is for a particular age group. For any education, there is an age group. What is that age group? Education means it should start from childhood. Kaumara acharet prajno dharman bhagavatan iha. Right? Education means it has to start from childhood. There is a saying in Telugu, Mokkaga vangandi manai vangutunda. Right? So when they're young, they're very, you can mold them in whichever way you like. Once they're grown up, then it is difficult because they have their preconceived ideas now. It is hard to mold them. So any type of education, any type of training you want to give, you should start from childhood. Education should start from childhood. So yes, what is the age group? It should start from childhood. So Srila Prabhupada is quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj's instruction. One who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life, from the tender age of childhood, to practice the activities of devotional service. So who should teach then? Question is, Prabhupada is saying we have so many sannyasis. Teaching should be done by the sannyasis. Teaching should be done by the sannyasis. Just like in missionary school, the fathers teach. Again, this is not a Gurukula. Don't get mixed up with Gurukula. Gurukula, who teaches in a Gurukula? A Grihastha teaches. And Grihastha with a wife. So there is Guru and Guru Patni, Guru Patni, yeah? Like she's like the mother. She plays the role of a mother. So a Grihastha plays, he's a Guru in a Gurukula. This is for grown-up, older children. Older children, or, Srila Prabhupada will give the age for Varnasrama college. So then the question is, how is it going to be different from Gurukula? So you are saying that start from childhood. So then what's the difference? So Prabhupada is asking, what? How would it be different from Gurukul? Gurukul is only for small children. Age group Srila Prabhupada gives between 5 to 10 years. That is Gurukula. Preliminary, primary. When the children are grown up, they should be sent to Varnasrama college for further developed training. So the point is, Gurukul is for small children. And next he will say, Srila Prabhupada will say, Gurukul is for 5 to 10 years or 12 years, 5 to 12 years. From 12 years onwards, Varnashram college. Nowadays, with our current system, we keep them like students, children, even though they're still, 20 years, 30 years also, they're still studying children only. But if you see in the Vedic society, by the time the child is like 13, 14 years, we see in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes also. Mahaprabhu was, hardly, not even 16. He was running his own school. He was a teacher running his own school. He had his own students, full-fledged at young age. Now they say until you're 18 years, you're not even, you don't have any rights to do anything. But you will see even in the kings, right? Shivaji, when he was Shivaji Maharaj, he was hardly a teenager and he was actually leading an army. So it all depends. Of course, the person will have their inclinations from before, their samskaras will be there, but also training is very important. Training is very important. So therefore, give training from the very beginning. You'll be using this, we have limited time in this human body. Why waste unnecessarily studying unnecessary subjects for so many years? And what is the result of all that time spent? What are we achieving from that? Give the skill which you can actually use in your life. Isn't it? Isn't that actually intelligent? You study what you will be using for your livelihood, and the rest of the time you spend in Krishna consciousness, direct Krishna conscious activities. That type of training should be given from the beginning to children. So, yeah. So 5 to 12 years is Gurukula, and 12 years onwards you're in college now, Varnasrama college, where you're trained. So here the question is, should we give them some particular skill or varna training? No. So this is talking about Gurukula here. We are talking about Gurukula. In Gurukula, should we give them some particular skill in varna training? That can be that. So Srila Prabhupada is saying you can use that inclination, right? But that inclination can be changed also according to training. We should take little advantage of inclination, no doubt. We will take advantage of that inclination, but not that we will completely depend on that only. That is to be decided. So there will be a guru who can see how this particular person can be molded. The guru can decide inclination or no inclination. We can actually train them. That's what Srila Prabhupada is saying. And that will be done. That is not very difficult. Because people have been spoiled all over the world by being misguided by the so-called leaders. Therefore, Varnashram college is required. Okay, let's continue reading now. Somebody like those who didn't read before, so that everyone will read, right? We'll hear all different voices. Banita Mataji, would you like to read? Okay, since nobody is raising your hands.
I can read, Mataji.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Read.
Vidyananda.
Acha, Priyanka Mataji will read, then Rajaram Prabhu will read afterwards. Go ahead, Mataji.
Okay. Vidyananda, but Prabhupada, I'm still not quite clear. In other words, we would teach, for example, like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Prabhupada. Yes, Hare Krishna, Jai. Vidyananda, how much would be expected of the students as far as would they live with us and follow the four principles like that, or just come for classes? Or Prabhupada, yes, come classes you won't get because nobody has got any taste for such thing. A boarding school or boarding college would. Hridyananda, boarding school, Prabhupada, yes. Hridyananda, and there should there be any material subject matters like in Gurukula? Prabhupada, yes. Just like material subject matter, Kshatriya or the Brahmana, Kshatriya as they are described in the Bhagavad Gita. What are the symptoms of Brahmana? What are the symptoms of Kshatriya? The Kshatriyas should be taught how to fight also. There will be military training. There will be training how to kill. Nanda. Oh, Prabhupada. Yes. And Vaisya should be trained how to protect the cows, how to till the field and grow food. Practical. Nitai. Business also, Prabhupada. Nitai. The Vaishyas, Prabhupada. Business, the rascal business. No, Nitai. No, Prabhupada. Business means if you have got extra grains or extra food stuff, you can sell when there is necessity, there is want. That is business. We are not going to open mills and factories, and no, we are not going to do that. That is Shudra business. Real business is that you produce enough food grains as much as possible and you eat and distribute. That's all. That's business. He does not require any so high technical education. Anyone can till the ground and grow food. Is it difficult? This is the business. The first thing is that everyone, man and animal, especially the cows, they must be properly fed, so become very stout and strong. Cows will supply milk and man will work hard without being suffered by dysentery. He must work hard, any capacity. Work as a teacher or work as a kshatriya, work as a plowman, or work as a job assistant. Must work. Everyone should be employed, and his employment will be provided from any of these groups according to his capacity, either as a brahmana or as a kshatriya or as a vaishya or as a shudra.
Yes, Mataji, thank you. Okay, so Hridyananda Maharaj is saying, I'm still not clear. Should we also teach Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam? How much should be expected from the students? So this is in the Varnashram college. He's trying to understand what is the syllabus that will be taught, because you said it is open to everyone. So when they come, should they be taught Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, or should they only be taught about, Brahmana duty, Vaishya duty, Kshatriya duty, like that? How much should we expect from them, right? Should they be following the four regulative principles, or should they be chanting, like that? So how much would be expected of the students? That's the question. Or should we just say, like, because you're comparing it with regular technical colleges like engineering college, so you just come to attend classes, and then whatever you do in your home, it's fine. You just come here to attend classes and you go back home, like day scholars. Should it be like that? What is Srila Prabhupada saying? Come to classes, you won't get. They won't be interested. If you tell them, please come, we are going to give you some training in Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra duties. Please come. Nobody will come. Because nobody has got any taste for such a thing. Like yesterday, Kalpesh Prabhu was saying, right? We want to tell them about, natural products and how we have to, we tell them what is the importance. But even within the devotee community, there is disinterest, right? You keep telling once, twice, three times, and then you feel, oh, this person is not interested. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, if you leave it up to them, in general, what to speak of not even devotee come, just in general, if you say, please come, you can come and attend these classes, nobody will come because they don't have a natural interest in these things. You should have a boarding school. Boarding school means now you have to stay here, so you will be regulated. Rise at this time. That is why it is said, if you want to learn this in Varnashram college, then you should be prepared for the training, like literally like military training or something. You have to come here and then you have to follow our standard, whatever, while you're here. As long, so if it is like when you go to an engineering college, it's a 4-year college, like that, you'll have a time period, Varnashrama college. When you come, then it has to be a boarding school, a boarding college. Boarding school, Hridayananda Maharaj, yes. And should there be any material subject matters that are taught? Okay, so it'll be a boarding school. That means, probably they'll have, like morning program, and, their diet will be, of course, prasadam only. What will we serve in the temples, right? Varnashrama college is affiliated to the temple. It is the devotees running the Varnashram college. So they will be eating only prasadam, following the 4 regulative principles, everything they'll have to follow. So, are they going to be learning some material subject matters like in the Gurukul? Yes, they will be learning. So, what subject matter? They'll be learning how to be trained as Kshatriya, how to be trained as Brahmana. And what will be the curriculum? As it is described in the Shastra, as it is, for example, the duties of Kshatriya are given in Bhagavad Gita. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra's duties and their Swabhava is described in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What are the symptoms of a Brahmana? What are the symptoms of a Kshatriya? So therefore, they should be taught about the symptoms of Kshatriya, and those who show interest in that, or when the teacher sees some inclination, some qualification in that student, then they should be taught also how to fight, right? There will be military training for those who take Kshatriya classes. There will be military training for them. They will actually be taught how to fight and how to kill. Oh, Hridayananda Maharaj is saying, yes, yes, Kshatriyas means you have to train them how to fight and how to kill in our Varnashram colleges. And who's going to teach? The devotees are going to teach. And Vaishyas should be trained how to give protection to the cows. That we have some, goshalas, but there has to be training also. You see, there should be Varnashrama college means it's actual training, not just having one goshala in the temple, where guests will come and offer some good or some banana and then, they go away. That's okay. But practical training where you can actually start your goshala, you can take care of cows and use the cow products to help in sattvic lifestyle, to promote Krishna consciousness. This training has to be given. So that is Vaishya training. Vaishya should be trained how to give protection to the cows, how to till the field, how to grow food. Practical, not just sitting and studying books. This is the actual practical. How to till the field, they should be taught. Like you should have, like we have, agriculture we study. When we study agriculture, actually nowadays agriculture, most of it is theory. We have some practical, but I don't know now, but when I studied agriculture. Uh, but we will be given a piece of land. Each student will be given a piece of land. But the thing is, unfortunately, it's just the influence of Kali Yuga that actual training, where you are actually, what is Srila Prabhupada saying? Practical. After graduating from agricultural college, you should be able to run your own farm. You should be able to do that. I think you will learn better. We have some devotees here who have their farms, and, in their families, they do agriculture. You will learn better that way. Why? Because you get hands-on experience more than you'd get by going to colleges. I'm talking about today's colleges. Most of it is theory. Most of what we study in colleges is theory, unfortunately. But Varnashram college should not be like that. Not just theory. Prabhupada is saying practical. Of course, some theory is required, but most of it is practical. How to actually apply that knowledge. There should be sufficient time given for actual practical training. That's the point. In every field. Especially for kshatriyas and vaishyas and shudras, because brahmanas training is they're studying anyway, so there may be more from the books, but for kshatriyas, vaishyas, certainly they will also be learning from shastra, because for us shastra is pramana. They must learn from shastra, but also there should be practical training. Srila Prabhupada is saying practical. Where was I? Vaishyas, practical, yes, right? Then, okay, only growing food and cow protection, no business? Prabhupada saying, business, this rascal business? No. Sometimes devotees say that, why do we not, devotees means devotees. They sometimes say Vaishya business means it is also, Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam. Vanijyam means business. So that means going to business school outside and starting big industry, and, they think that is business. That's not business. That's not business. That's not approved in the Varnashram system. These large scale, this is called Ugra Karma, having large scale factories, slaughterhouses, industries, and these big, big trucks carrying, importing and exporting, merchandise which is produced in factories. This is not Vaishya Karma. This is not Vaishya Karma. Simple Vaishya Karma means mainly you have to grow your food. That's mainly, right? And cow protection. That's Vaishya Karma. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada is saying business, this rascal business, no. No business. Business means if you have got extra grains or food, extra food. So mainly it's talking about grains only. Not even about, what you call commercial crops, right? Coffee, tea, and these things. No. Only, no, tobacco. No, we don't talk of those things here. Food grains. Food grains. And of course, food grains would include nuts also. So business means whatever you have grown extra, more than what you need. That extra food stuff you can sell where there is necessity, where there is want. That is business. That's all. Where there is want. So in some parts, some places, they are not able to produce. So whatever excess you have, you send it there. We are not going to open mills and factories. Very clearly it is said. What we think is business today, having these big, big business schools and studying business, no, that's not Vaishya Karma. Right? We are not going to open mills and factories. No, we are not going to do that. That is Shudra business. Yes. So this type of business is actually Shudra business. All our software, technology and all this is all Shudra business. It is not Vaishya Karma. The real business is that you produce enough food grains as much as possible, and you eat and you distribute. So there is no, you produce. If you have a lot of land, you produce more food, no problem. You produce and you distribute it. There won't be any, then there won't be any scarcity of food. There won't be any poverty. All we need is food to sustain this body, isn't it? Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavaha. Yagyad bhavati parjanyo yagya karma samudbhavaha. What is the advantage of this type of lifestyle, Vedic type of lifestyle? Automatically you will become Krishna conscious by this. Because what is my need to survive? I need food. This body is nothing but food only. Whatever food I eat, that based on that food, this body is building, developing. So the food that I eat is forming this body. So I need food. How will I get food? I have to grow. According to Varnasrama system, Vaishyas will grow food. So you'll be growing food. Now to grow food, to do agriculture, what do you need? You need rain. You need rain. You depend on rain. But for rain, what do you depend on? What do you depend on for rain? Tell me.
Lord's mercy, Mataji. Lord's
Yagya.
mercy.
One at a time. Manjari Mataji, what did you say?
I said we depend upon demigods, and so we do yagya for them.
Okay. Priyanka Mataji, what did you say?
I said Yagya Mataji.
Yagya. Saumya Vraja Mataji, what did you say?
Lord's mercy, Mataji.
Lord's mercy. Very nice. Everything is connecting to the same. Because you need rain, for rain you have to do yagya. Yagya means, yes, yagya means it is karma. So you'll be worshipping the demigods. So, but the demigods are also representatives of the Supreme Lord. And if you simplify it even further, what is the yagya in Kali Yuga?
Harina.
Sankirtan. So
Harinam
chant Hare
Sankirtan.
Krishna. So if you live this lifestyle, automatically for your survival also you will be depending on Krishna. Everything will be reminding you of Krishna. Just see the connection. On the contrary, now we get our food from the supermarkets, right? We get everything nicely packed and we are so enamored. Oh, so nice, right? And life is so simple. Everything is nicely stacked up on the shelves. I just go and pick what I want and I come home. Where do I remember Krishna? You tell me. I just go and I take what I want from the store. Maybe I'll give credit to that company who has made these packs. So where is Krishna consciousness? That is why it is said the current type of lifestyle, the business, the work that we do, it is in the mode of passion and ignorance. Industry will only lead to godlessness. You can see practically how. It's not reminding you of God. But here, if you depended on the natural systems, if you depended on the Vedic lifestyle, you are bound to remember the Lord. You are bound to express your gratitude to the Lord. And that is only helping you move forward in Krishna consciousness. That's the point. So therefore, business means not factories, not mills. No. The real business is that you produce enough food grains as much as possible. You eat and distribute. That's all. This is business. He does not require any high technical education. So as I said, you don't need to get a big degree in order to do agriculture. Really, I'm telling you, you don't need. If I were to grow something now, I actually have my master's in agriculture. But if I have to grow something, I don't think I would use any of the educational skills that I learned in college. I would probably be using what my grandfather or what my, mother or father did, at home. I would probably use those to grow something at home. Simple things. So that's why practical training is important. You don't need, what did Srila Prabhupada say? Who will become a Brahmana? Someone who is very intellectual. Who will become a vaisya? Who will become a ksatriya? Someone who's good at managing and someone who is able to go and fight. He should be able to go and fight. That person will become a ksatriya. Who will become a vaisya? Vaisya has to be a strong person. Strong person means physically. He has to be a strong person and he should be able to work the land, plow the land. He can become a vaisya. So, yeah, let's continue. Mataji is saying something. Close to nature means close to Lord. Yes, Saumya Vrajikopi Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Manjari Vidyavati Mataji. Go ahead.
Mataji, I raised my hand for reading.
Yes, please. At any time, if you want to add or say something, please raise your hand and, we can have a discussion. Yes, Mataji. So let me just finish the last paragraph to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Yeah, no business. The first thing is that every man, this is another important point. Everyone must be engaged. Nobody should be idle. Not only men, but even animals. Specifically, we are talking about cows. We are not supposed to keep cats and dogs in our home. That's not, no. Domestic animal, if you have, what would you have when you say animal? You will have cows, oxen, maybe buffaloes, but not, not cats and dogs for sure. So the first thing is everyone must be engaged, both man and animal. So man, any type of work he can do according to his capacity. He can work as a brahmana, ksatriya, vaisya, sudra, but he should be busy. Same with the animals. That means cows and bulls. Cows are busy how they are giving milk and bulls are plowing the field. When you're busy, that's when you will feel good. You'll feel you're fit, right? You'll be happy actually. When you're busy, you'll be happy. So let's continue. Yes, Mataji, you can start.
Hridayanand, what kind of training is there for a Shudra? Prabhupada, Shudra is general assistant. Hridayanand, oh, just. Prabhupada, order career. He has no intelligence. He doesn't require intelligence. Do this, that's all. Satswarupa, what would he learn at school though? Prabhupada, yeah, Satswarupa. What would his business be at that Varnasrama college? Prabhupada, yes, that is also training to become obedient. Because people are not obedient. What are these hippies? They are not obedient. So obedience also require training. If you have no intelligence, if you cannot do anything independently, just be obedient to the others, higher 3 classes. That is Shudra. He must agree to abide by the orders of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya. That's all. So that nobody will be unemployed. Everyone should be trained up to sleep 6 to 8 hours and attend meeting, chant and arati. And balance, he must work hard. Not that sleeping unlimitedly. There is no limit. Yaduvara. Srila Prabhupada, yes. Yaduvara, what class does the arts and crafts come under? Prabhupada, yeah, Shudra. Yaduvara, Shudra. Prabhupada, they are Shudras. Little arts and crafts can be trained up to the Shudras. They, at present moment, they have given too much stress on the arts and crafts. Yaduvara, yes. Prabhupada, therefore the whole population is Shudra. Hridayanand, is it a fact? Prabhupada, that is a difficulty. All people are being drawn by giving them, I mean to say, attraction for high salary, and they are taking so-called technical education, and all of them working in the factory. Nobody is working on the field. They are Shudras. Hridayanand, artist is accepted as a philosopher in life. Prabhupada, yeah. Hridayanand, in our society, accepted as a philosopher. Prabhupada, artist. Hridayanand, yeah, the artist. Prabhupada, no. Artist is also business of the Shudra. Hridayanand, yes, but I'm saying in modern society, in America, they are considered.
Yeah, they're considered Shudras. Thank you, Mataji. So we saw Brahmana, especially we saw Kshatriya training means he should be ready to kill. Vaisya means practical. Practically, he is trained how to plow, how to grow food, and how to take care of cows, not business. Okay. Then next question was about Shudras. So in this Varnashram college, what is the topic here? We are talking about Varnasrama college. What type of education will be given in Varnasrama college? So we are training Brahmanas, we are training Kshatriyas, we are training Vaishyas. What about Shudras? What type of training will we give to Shudras is the question. So Srila Prabhupada is saying Shudra means they're order carriers. That means whatever order is given to them, they have to do that. You do this, you do that, and then you give them orders and he will carry it out. Like the labor class, right? The master gives you order and you have to do that work. So then how do we train them? What do we train them in? So Prabhupada is saying that also takes training. To teach them how to be obedient, that also takes training. Isn't it? Don't you agree? If you don't train them from the beginning how to be obedient, they will not be obedient. You have to keep giving them work from the beginning. Whatever order is given, they should be carrying them out. So that is also training. But still, order you will give, but you'll give order about what? What type of activities will you engage them in? So, yeah. So if they don't become obedient, then they'll be like hippies. Srila Prabhupada is saying, disobedient, right? They won't be obedient. Hippies means what? We discussed last time also. Hippies means don't follow any rules or regulations. Just do whatever you feel like doing. No rules. Whether coming from culture, from family, forget scripture, nothing. That is hippies. So there's no obedience, right? Complete disobedience. So obedience is required, and for that also training is required. To train someone to be obedient as a Shudra, they must be trained in obedience. Then who will be trained like this? If somebody has not the intelligence required for a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaisya, that means he's not able to do anything independently. This is the sign of a Shudra. He won't be able to do anything independently on his own. He needs someone to give him a task and he will carry it out. He needs a master. He needs a leader. A leader who is able to, independently start, a project, run a project, and those who assist him, those who need orders, they are called Shudras. Why? Because they are not able to head anything, start anything on themselves independently, nor are they able to run anything independently. So then they are dependent. Such persons will be trained as Shudras. And what is the qualification for Shudra? Obedience. They should be trained in obedience. He should agree to abide by the orders of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. Okay. So then for him also same, he will also, sleep 6 to 8 hours, attend the meeting, chant, arati, because they're staying, it's a boarding school. So this is the temple compound, right? So our standards will be there. So they will also attend artis, morning, evening artis. They will also be chanting, attending the classes. Meeting means classes. And then they have their regular college classes also. And the remaining time, college classes means what? We shouldn't imagine like how we are nowadays sit on the desk and just, for 8 hours we are just sitting there. No, he should work hard according to your particular field. If you're a Kshatriya, you're trained physically how to fight. Even how to, you'll be taught about how to take care of horses, how to ride horses, how to fight, so many things. Vaishyas also. Similarly, Shudras also. So the rest of the day, all day, he's working hard. Not sleeping unlimitedly. Okay. So then Shudras means what should we teach? A little bit of art and crafts you can teach. So the carpentry is there, and then weaving, like this. You can count them as arts, little bit, right? They'll help in other activities also, but little bit of arts and crafts. But in Prabhupada is saying they put too much emphasis on arts and crafts nowadays. And even those who are artists, they're considered to be philosophers. Like those who are of the quality of Shudra, they're elevated to the topmost position in modern day. So Rajaram Prabhu, would you like to read? Rajaram Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, please read.
Nonsense philosophy, Prabhupada. They do not know what is the meaning of philosophy. Hridayananda, yes. Prabhupada, that in our Western countries, the rascals, they are writing philosophy on sex life, which is known by the dog. They are all less than Shudras. So a fluid has become a philosopher, Vane Hai
Srigala
Srigala
Raja.
Raja. So in the jungle, the jackal has become a king. That's all. What is the knowledge there? It is that the whole Western world is going on for industry, for making money, eat, drink, be merry, wine and women. That's all. They are all less than Shudras and Chandalas. This is the first time attempt is being made to make them human beings. Don't mind. I am using very strong words. That is a fact. Hridayananda, it is true. Yes. Prabhupada. Otherwise, they are little animals with four hands, two legs, hand animals. That's all. Yes. Rejected them. Vedic civilization rejected them. Mlechas and Yavanas, but they can be reformed. The process is the same. Not that because they are rejected, they can't be reclaimed. They can be reclaimed also, just like you are being done. Although you are coming from the Mlechas and Yavanas, by training, you are becoming more than a Brahmana. So there is no bar for them. Unfortunately, the rascals do not agree to accept. As soon as you say no more illicit sex, oh, they become angry. As soon as I say there is no meat eating, they become angry. Mukhayo padeso hi prakopayatina samayati. The rascals, fools, if you give them good lessons, education, they will be angry. Prakopayati na samayati. Prayapanam bhujanganam. The snake, if you give him nice milk and banana, the result will be he will increase his poison. Payapanam bhujanganam kevalam visavad hanam. But Krishna grace, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace, they are being now trained up. Now you be trained up and revise the whole edition of Western civilization, especially in America. Then a new chapter will come in. This is the program. Therefore, Varnasrama school is required. Hridayananda. So, Prabhupada, in this Varnasrama college, is it true that there will be no need, for example, for teaching material history and mathematics and Prabhupada? No, there is no need. History, we simply read Mahabharata, history of the great men, Pandavas, how they were fighting for the good cause, how they were reigning. That history, not this rascal history. If you study that history millions of years, what is that history and what you will learn from that history? You learn history of the really great men, how they worked, how they ruled. That is you study history of Maharaja Yudhishthira. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So, Hridayananda Maharaj said that in our modern American society, the artists are considered to be philosophers, right? In modern society in America, they are considered to be great. Artists are considered philosophers. So, Prabhupada is saying nonsense philosophy. They don't know what is the meaning of philosophy. And they're saying these people are philosophers. Yes, yes, yes. So what is their philosophy and what is their education? We're talking about this modern ideology, modern education system, modern philosophy. There is no need, for example, Srila Prabhupada is saying, they're writing philosophy on sex life, which is known even to the dog. Animals are not going to schools and colleges about how to eat, how to sleep, how to have sex, and how to defend themselves, but they know it anyway. But the highly educated modern man, after going to so many, acquiring so many degrees, he feels the need to write philosophy on sex life. So this is their advancement. That means their level of intelligence is less than even that of a dog. Dogs don't need to study this, but they study and they write books on this. They're less than Shudras. Then about, again, it's on the same theme that how a low-class person poses to be a highly advanced person, right? So here Prabhupada is giving the example of Vane Hoy Shrigala Raja. Shrigala means it's a fox, jackal. The same thing we read also in Mahabharata, it comes. Those who, we read this in Shastra Pramana course, that those people who, why is my hand raised? Those people who, one second. Anyway, those people who accept only those portions of Shastra which is understandable to my logic, and those which cannot be logically explained, they reject.
Yeah.
Such people are called Shrugala or Guntanakalu, foxes, jackals. They are called jackals. This is from Mahabharata. Those who accept only those portions of Shastra which my logic, which can be explained by my logic, that portion they will accept. But those statements of Shastra, Vedas, which cannot be, which are not understandable to my logic, which are not conceivable to my intelligence, to my logic, I will reject that part of Shastra. They are called this, jackals. But anyway, here the context is different. Vanehoy Shrigala Raja. So you all know this story, I think. Once upon a time, a jackal was being chased by some, a jackal from the jungle happened to come to a village in search of food, and it was being chased by the local village dogs. So this jackal, out of fear of these dogs, was running, and then it came to a washerman's house, and it just, to save itself, or it just fell down in the tub of that blue dye that the washerman had. So then it just stayed there until the dogs went away, and the jackal came outside, and it saw that it is all blue now. It's a blue jackal. And this jackal, again, when it went back into the forest, nobody has ever seen a blue jackal. So everyone is thinking, oh, this is a, what do you say? Who is this? Who is this? Right? Someone who came from somewhere. So then the jackal understood and tried to take advantage of the situation and said, I am your king. I have been sent by the gods from the heavens to rule all of you. Huh? By Brahmaji. So Brahmaji has sent me to rule all of you. I'm your king. And the people are also of the same, animals. So they're so, oh, this is our king. They accepted. Like that, even a low class person sometimes sits on the seat of the king. Just like a jackal, by this external, appearance, has become the king. But how long will he remain the king? Right? After all, inside it is the jackal. So one day this jackal heard in the night. So all the animals, including the lion and tigers, everyone was now coming and bowing down in front of this jackal, because they've never seen anything like this. So one day this jackal heard other jackals, she jackals, and then, being a jackal, just got excited, and it also started howling like a jackal, and everyone realized this is no king, this is a jackal, and they just killed him on the spot. So that was the end of that low class king. So acha, one. Okay, so let's continue now. All right. So like that, in the modern day, even the unqualified people take the position of leaders, and they become the philosophers, right? The gurus. That's being explained here. What is knowledge there? The whole Western world is going on for industry, for making money, eat, drink, be merry, wine and women. And unfortunately, the sad part is, okay, they don't have the intelligence, but even those who are coming from Vedic culture, they take this as advancement, and everyone is copying them, leaving behind the real culture, the advanced society, advanced education, leaving all that behind. Even people from the Vedic society, at least who have a heritage of Vedic society, their parents, their grandparents who have lived that lifestyle, now they're all following, the low class kings. They are less than Shudras and Chandalas, and we have accepted them as our leaders. This is the first attempt is being made to make them human beings. This Krishna consciousness movement is the first attempt transforming, reforming the low class people. Don't mind, I'm using very strong words, but that is a fact. Yeah. Otherwise, they are like little animals. What is the standard of animals? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. They cannot think of anything higher. You see, when we were, this comes, maybe I'll just show you something on the blackboard today. Okay. Time to refresh your Shastra Pramanam course. All of you are familiar with, I hope you are familiar with Pratyaksha Pramana. Anumana Pramana. And Shabda Pramana. What is Pratyaksha Pramana? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? Would you like to try? What is Shabda Pratyaksha Pramana? Okay, before
Direct
yes,
through
Prabhu.
our senses.
Yes, Prabhu.
Seeing through our senses, that is the Pratyaksha Brahma.
Seeing through our senses. Okay. Anyone else? Nobody wants to try.
What we see, we believe.
What we see, we
We
believe.
believe.
Okay. Anything else?
Mataji, the knowledge that one gets by the senses, yeah, by the contact of senses with the objects.
Knowledge gotten by the contact of the senses with the sense objects, you are saying is Pratyaksha Pramana?
That is Gyan, that we get Pratyaksha Gyan and
the cause
and
for
that's
that Pratyaksha Gyan is Pratyaksha Pramana.
Pratyaksha Brahmana, yeah.
Yes, okay, good. All right, so before we understand this, first I'll tell you what is Pramana. What is Jnanam? We have to start with Jnanam. What is Jnanam? What is Jnanam? I see so many of the students from Shastra Pramana here, but yes, Swati Mataji, what is Jnanam?
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Mataji, according to Bhagavad Gita, or general,
Jnanam, anything. Tell me what is Jnanam?
told that
General.
what we knowledge, Mataji, how we get knowledge from anything, that is Jnana.
Okay, I'll just tell you. Jnanam means, according to Tarka Sangraha, Sarva Vyavahara Hetu. Hetu is Jnanam. What is Sarva? All. Vyavahara means what? Dealings. Hetu means cause. So you can translate Jnanam as Sarva Vyavahara Hetu, which is nothing but Jnanam, knowledge. Jnana means knowledge is the cause for all types of dealings. Okay? Knowledge is the cause for all types of dealings. Now, how can you get this knowledge? You can get this jnanam in 10 different ways. Okay? Jnanam. So this knowledge for all types of dealings means both this world and outside this world, this creation and beyond this creation, laukika and alaukika. Are you able to recollect anything as I'm speaking? Laukika and alaukika. What is laukika? This is our loka. Loka means our universe. Okay? Loka. This is, no, this inside. So this is the universe or loka. So everything inside this universe is laukika, and everything outside this universe is alaukika, outside this universe. So whatever dealings you have within this universe, dealings means what? If you have to cook something, if you have to go somewhere, or if you have to convey some message to someone, to do any type of activity, whether and to do any type of activity, what do you need? You need jnanam, you need knowledge. So knowledge within this universe, and also for knowledge outside this creation. What is outside this creation? Who is God? What is his planet? What is his world? What are the things about the spiritual world? So both about the material world, spiritual world. For everything, for all types of dealings, what do you need? Jnanam. So this definition, Sarva Vyavahara Hetu Jnanam, is given by Annam Bhatta in Tarka Sangraha. If you ask based on what? Because just now Swati Mataji said, Jnanam according to Bhagavad Gita. According to Bhagavad Gita, knowledge, Jnanam is that which is related to Kshetra. Kshetragya is Jnanam, Krishna says. So Annam Bhatta in Tarka Sangraha says, Jnanam means Sarva Vyavahara Hetu Jnanam. Anyway, we have to get to where we need to go. Let's not spend too much time here. This Jnanam is obtained in 10 different ways. In 10 ways. And it can only be obtained in these 10 ways. Or you can say Jnanam is of 10 types. First you say Jnanam is 10 types. And how you are deciding it's on of 10 types based on the different ways in which you can get. Actually, there's much more discussion here. So I won't go all. So that will be a class in itself, not just one class. It's a whole course of 10 sessions that we did. But actually, Jnanam, you have also, first you have Jnanam is 2 types. You have Smriti Jnanam and then Anubhava Jnanam. Okay. And Anubhava Jnanam is now 10 types. In 10 ways you can get. These 10 ways can be boiled down to 3 ways. So those 3 ways are Pratyaksha Jnanam, Anumana Jnanam, and Shabda Jnanam. Okay, these are the 3 types of knowledge. But my point here is, and how do you get this Jnanam? The cause, the most important cause for producing this Jnanam is called Pramanam. These are all definitions. The most important cause for producing Jnanam is called Pramanam. So for example, so therefore, because there are 10 types of Anubhava Jnanam, you will have 10 types of Pramanam also. Are you able to follow what I'm saying if this is the first time? The reason I'm just skimming through is thinking that you have all attended the Shastra Pramana course and this is just a refreshment, right? I'm just refreshing your memory. Yes, Mataji, picking mango from the orchard is an activity. For that, you need some knowledge. You have to know what is orchard, what is mango, what do you mean by go. So knowledge is required to do even the simplest activity. So everybody is following what I'm saying? Yes. Anyone is not following, that would be better. Anyone is finding it, Swati Mataji, good, okay. Anyone is finding it difficult or you're not able to make sense? No, right? Okay. So all of you have attended, not once, so many times. this course was taught. But why I am telling you this, I'll tell you the connection before so that you don't wonder why I'm talking about pramanams today. Because here Prabhupada is saying that these people, talking about the modern civilization or Western civilization, whatever you want to talk, and the people who are following this, they're actually like human beings with 2 hands and 2 legs, but actually they're less than Shudras. In a Vedic society, you have Shudras, and below Shudras, you have Panchamas. Panchamas means you have the Chandalas and all the other types who don't even fall within the Vedic society. They're outcasts. That means they're so low. Their advancement is so low. They're very, they're not well developed. So our so-called modern advanced people are less than even Shudras. They're less than Chandalas, Prabhupada is saying. So for that, I'm trying to, and then Prabhupada is saying these people are like animals having 2 hands, wearing nice clothes, etc. But actually, their level of advancement is of animals. So I'm trying to explain to you what is the advancement, what is the capacity of animals. So to explain that, I'm showing you these pramanas now. Okay. Just be a little patient. So now, pramanam means what? The cause that produces jnanam is pramanam. So in this case, we have senses, eyes. So first we will look at pratyaksha pramanam. I told you mainly there are 3, right? So pratyaksha jnanam is produced by pratyaksha pramanam. Anumana jnanam is produced by anumana pramanam. Shabda jnanam is produced by shabda pramanam. What is pratyaksha pramanam? The senses themselves are pratyaksha pramanam. What is anumana pramanam? Anumana pramanam is, it's a bit applying vyapti jnanam to derive knowledge about an object. That is anumana pramanam. Application of vyapti jnanam. Then what is shabda pramanam? Shabda pramanam is just the sentence made of it's an apta vakyam. Apta vakyam. That means it is a sentence. Sentence means automatically sentence is made of words. Okay. And those words should be meaningful. Okay. So made of sentence which is made up of meaningful words, because you can simply say CDTR. Is that a word? It is not, right? So the word should be indicating a meaning. So a sentence which is made up of such words, every word should have that potency, should carry the meaning of an object. Such a word, that is a meaningful word. So sentence made of words with potency. What is that potency? Potency to indicate an object. And also this sentence should satisfying the conditions of akanksha, yogyata, and sannidhi. So a sentence, when it satisfies these 3 conditions of akanksha, yogyata, and sannidhi, such a sentence is called shabda pramanam. So in essence, what is shabda pramanam? It is a sentence. What is anumana pramanam? Anumana pramanam is vyapti jnanam. What is vyapti jnanam? Vyapti jnanam is a rule that you have formed in your mind. So applying that rule to get knowledge about a new object. Okay. So applying of that rule called vyapti jnanam, that's called anumana pramanam. And shabda pramanam means the senses themselves. How many senses do you have? These are knowledge acquiring senses, because we want jnanam. So how many knowledge acquiring senses do you have? You will say 5. Eyes, ears, nose, skin, tongue. But
And
actually, mind, yes. Shastra says mind also. So you have 6. Manaha shashtani indriyani. Bhagavad Gita tells us there are 6 senses. Eyes, ears, nose, skin, tongue, and mind. So we have 6 senses, and these 6 senses are the 6 pratyaksha pramana. What is a pramana? Pramanam is the cause for the most important cause for producing knowledge is called pramanam. So now we have pratyaksha pramana. With pratyaksha pramana, what type of knowledge can you get? What type of knowledge can you get with pratyaksha pramana? Tell me. So the knowledge that you get is when the senses coming in contact with the sense objects. Senses coming in contact with sense objects produce knowledge. Senses coming in contact with sense objects produce knowledge. That knowledge is called pratyaksha jnanam. And the cause for this pratyaksha jnanam is pratyaksha pramanam. For example, my eyes come in contact with an apple, and then I get knowledge that this is red in color, this is an apple, it is a fruit, an apple. So I get that knowledge. This is called pratyaksha pramanam. Now you tell me, do animals have pratyaksha pramanam? Can animals get knowledge by their senses coming in contact with sense objects? Can animals get knowledge or not?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Or does anyone not agree with this? Do you think animals cannot get knowledge? You show the animal, you throw a stick or a ball. Does the animal see that and can it go and get it for you? It does. Dogs, they do, right? Yes, animals have pratyaksha pramana. That's how they get their knowledge. When they smell, dogs smell and they find out. Senses, the nose coming in touch with the sense object, with that it will understand, is this food or not, by smelling. Yeah. So also similarly, so of course, different animals have different capacities. Some animals have a more powerful eyesight. Other animals have a more powerful hearing capacity. Some other animals have more powerful smelling capacity. But they get knowledge by pratyaksha pramanam. Yes, they get knowledge by pratyaksha pramanam. This is common for animals. Do human beings also get knowledge by pratyaksha pramanam? Do we also get? Yes. So this is common for animals and human beings. We get knowledge by seeing, or by when the senses come in touch with sense objects, we get knowledge. Pratyaksha pramanam works for human beings and animals. Next is anumana pramanam. What did I say? Anumana pramanam. Anumana pramanam means, to give you a little more explanation, based on my pratyaksha pramanam. So when I observe some things in nature, I observe them and I see there is a pattern. It happens every time. It happens every time. For example, I will see that every morning the sun rises. Yes, I've seen it today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I've been seeing. And then even before the sun rises, I know the sun is going to rise at this time. Yes or no? Anumana, right? So based on, you form a vyapti. So actually, literally the example given, vyapti jnanam example is, this boy called Devadatta, he sees in the kitchen that, a wood kitchen, not gas stove, wood stove. He sees that whenever there is fire, every time there is smoke coming out. That means when he sees smoke, he will understand there must be fire, because smoke cannot come when there is no fire. Not in one place. He saw it in different places. He saw in the kitchen. Every day he goes in the kitchen, he sees smoke coming out. Whenever his mother is cooking, there's smoke coming. Yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vahini. Correct. Dhumaha means smoke. So he sees smoke coming out in the kitchen. Then he'll go to Goshala. There also they actually, to drive away mosquitoes, they set fire to wet grass, wet hay or wet hay. So with that, what happens? Because it is wet, it won't light on fire, but there will be a lot of smoke coming. But because he lit it on fire, that's why smoke is coming. If there is no fire, will the smoke come on its own? No. So smoke means there must be fire. One more place he sees. In the winter time, all the men, they set a campfire and they sleep around that in the night to keep themselves warm. So there also all night long, he will see that there is, small fire, but there's smoke coming out. So his observation is whenever there is smoke, there must be fire. There cannot be smoke without fire. That is his rule in the mind. That's called Vyapti Jnanam. So Vyapti Jnanam means what? By your observation, Pratyaksha Pramana. Observation is Pratyaksha, he's observing. So you study some patterns that are happening in nature and you form a rule in your mind. That rule is called Vyapti Jnanam. Now in a different place, in a new place, you will apply that Vyapti Jnanam to get knowledge. So he goes to a mountain and he sees fire, smoke coming out. He didn't see fire, but seeing smoke, he will apply his Vyapti Jnanam that whenever yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vahini, wherever there is smoke, there must be fire. I am not seeing any fire on this mountain, but I am seeing smoke means there is fire on this mountain. Yes, relationship between two objects in nature. So this is called Vyapti Jnanam. So now you tell me, my dear devotees, can animals have Anumana Pramanam or not? Can they notice some patterns in nature, in their experience, and can they get knowledge about new situations based on their Vyapti Jnanam? Is it possible for animals to have Anumana Pramanam or not? How many of you think Anumana Pramanam is possible for animals? Raise your hand. How many of you think Anuman Pramanam is possible for animals, in animals? Priyanka Mataji thinks yes. Isha also thinks yes. Okay. Manjari Mataji, you also think Anuman Pramanam is possible for animals. Rasapriya also thinks good. Okay. So the rest of you think it's not possible, huh? Animals don't have. Okay. Achitpriya Mataji also thinks. Okay. Okay, you tell me now. I'll ask, how many of you think Anuman Pramanam is not possible in animals? Now you raise your hand. How many of you think Anumana Pramanam is not possible in animals? No, she's not raising her hand. Nobody. So the others are all neutral. Okay. Okay. Now, those who have said yes, that Anumana Pramanam is possible in animals, can you give me one example? How it is possible?
So, Mataji, the example which just clicks my mind is of, let's say there is a cat, and whenever the owner rings the bell, so he comes to know that my food is ready. So that is kind of Anuman Pramana.
Okay. Yes. Because bell ring, yatra yatra, bell ringing, tatra tatra, food coming. Isn't it? Bell rings means time for food. Makes sense, isn't it? Rasabra, you wanted to give an example? Huh? I can't hear. Just you're thinking. Okay, think. Also about Tenali Ramakrishna, we heard, right? Once Tenali Ramakrishna gave hot milk and the cat burnt its mouth. So ever since that time, whenever, even if he gave normal temperature milk, his Vyapti Jnanam tells him, wherever there is milk, mouth burn will be there. So as soon as it sees milk, it will run in the opposite direction. I don't want milk. That means animals also have Anumana Pramanam. So now, whatever scientific advancement we are making, whatever inventions we are making, these are based on what? Anumana Pramanam only. These are based on Anuman Pramanam. For example, Newton has seen, he studied the gravitational force. Yes, that everything is falling down. And based on that, now he made new Vyapti Jnanam. He made rules based on observation in nature. So that is Vyapti Jnanam. Applying his rules, his formulae, now new things are being invented. That means this is Anumana Pramanam. Applying his findings, that means the Vyapti Jnanam which is formed by Newton, the later scientists are also using that Vyapti Jnanam, they are getting Anumana Jnanam. So that means whatever industry and technology that we are seeing today, what is the root of that? Anumana pramanam. Anumana pramanam is rooted in what? Pratyaksha pramanam only, because it's your observation in nature. So animals also have pratyaksha pramanam and anumana pramanam. Human beings also have pratyaksha pramanam and anumana pramanam. How can human beings be superior to animals? If we have the same thing as animals, pratyaksha anumana pramanams like animals, then we are as good as animals. How are human beings better? Because we have shabda pramanam. Shabda pramanam means knowledge, which shabda pramanam means the sentences themselves. Words, sentences, meaningful sentences. So we get instruction by hearing words, statements, right? Right from childhood, parents are teaching children. You should sit like this. You should walk like this. You should clean up after yourself, and so on and so forth. So many instructions you're hearing. This is Shabda Pramanam. These are sentences. It can be either spoken or read. Those sentences are Shabda Pramanam. Why we are called civilized? Because we have Shabda Pramanam. Animals don't have Shabda Pramanam. So now when Srila Prabhupada is saying that they are animals only, animals generally have 4 legs. Human beings they have 2 hands and 2 legs. But these are animals that have 2 hands. Because they have the same thing like animals. They don't have any Shabda Pramanam. Now, Shabda Pramanam should come from where? Shabda Pramanam, the scriptures. Yes, Shastra Pramanam. If the Shabda Pramanam is coming from Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam, then you cannot rely on that. Sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot. Because we want that Pramanam which will always give, one more word I didn't tell you, Yathartha Jnanam. Yathartha Jnanam means knowledge, real knowledge. We want, Jnanam is there, but Jnanam is also Yathartha and Ayathartha. Yathartha Jnanam means as it is, Bhagavad Gita as it is. That is Yathartha. Ayathartha means you're getting knowledge about something which is not true. For example, standard example, you see a rope in the night and you think it is a snake. You're getting knowledge that it is a snake. This knowledge is what? Is it Yathartha or Ayathartha? If you see a rope and you get knowledge that it is a snake, is it Yathartha Jnanam or Ayathartha Jnanam?
Ayathartha Jnanam.
Ayathartha Jnanam. It is not right knowledge. But if you see a rope and you get knowledge that it is a rope, it is Yathartha Jnanam. So, scriptures will give us only Yathartha Jnanam all the time. Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam sometimes give us Yathartha Jnanam, sometimes they give Ayathartha Jnanam. Therefore, you cannot rely only on Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam. Just like I gave you example of seeing a rope and getting knowledge that it is a snake. That means your Pratyaksha Pramanam is not giving you right knowledge sometimes. Same with Anumana Pramanam, because Anumana Pramanam is also rooted in Pratyaksha Pramanam. So therefore, Anumana Pramanam also can give wrong knowledge sometimes. It's not always giving you right knowledge. But we want that which will give us only right knowledge all the time. That is what? Shastra. Shastra will give us only right knowledge all the time. And what is that Shastra? That Shastra is Veda. Sacha Shastrameva, sa Vedameva. So Veda is that Shastra. Vedas give us the right knowledge all the time. So even in human beings, although we have Shabda Pramanam, here also we have Shabda Pramanam. In the West or wherever, they also get instructions from parents from childhood about how to eat, how to sleep, and how to wear clothes, etc. But if that knowledge is not coming from Shastra, then that knowledge is not always Yathartha. Sometimes Yathartha, sometimes Ayathartha. That means now their lifestyle is guided by, it can be Yathartha Jnanam, it can be Ayathartha Jnanam. We don't know. And even that Yathartha Jnanam, it is only limited to what? If you don't have scripture in your life, Your Shabda, Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanas can only give you knowledge about what do you call accepting what is favorable and rejecting what is unfavorable to my senses, to my mind. Mind is also sense. Accepting and rejecting. So that knowledge, which even from Shabda Pramanam in sentences, so even today's so-called civilized society, they're also getting human beings. So we are also reading books. Libraries are filled with books. But what is the source of these books? Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam. It's not based on Shastra. Somebody is doing some research and they're writing these theses and dissertations and they're filling up the libraries and we are studying them. But what is the root? Where is that knowledge? Those sentences that Shabda Pramanam is coming from there? Where? It is coming from Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramana only. That Shabda Pramana is coming from Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramana only, isn't it? So therefore, that knowledge cannot give us Yathartha Jnanam. That knowledge can only tell us, it can bring us to the point of accepting what I like and rejecting what I don't like. Will this knowledge be sufficient for me to make my life perfect, to come out of the cycle of birth and death, to solve all the problems of life? Is this knowledge sufficient? It's not sufficient. And this Pratyaksha Anumana Pramana is there even with animals. So in what way am I better than animals? Now you tell me. If all the knowledge that I have is from Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanas, and even my Shabda Pramana is also rooted in Pratyaksha Anumana Pramana, and my life is conducted, and the whole society is being conducted by this knowledge only. All the leaders, everyone is conducted by this knowledge. Now you tell me, is this knowledge, am I on the level of an animal or human being? That's why. That's why Srila Prabhupada is saying, these people are human beings, they have two hands, but they are only animals. Animals with two hands, two legs, like that. So we will end here. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Vandita Tungavidya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Mataji, jackal, can you, why, I couldn't get the relation. कि cunning person जो है वो, क्या है? Those people who only pick up the selected things that their mind or intelligence can fit in, so they are compared to jackals. So I couldn't understand.
No. I was explaining to you about Shrugala. Shrugala means jackal. We come across this word in another context also. In Shastra Brahmana, we study that Shrugala, there's a conversation of Shrugala in Mahabharata. There it is said that those people who only accept that which is understandable to the logic, they only accept those statements of Shastra as true, which they can understand with their logic. And those statements which cannot be understood by logic, they say, no, we reject this. We don't reject Shastra outright, but only those portions of Shastra which will satisfy my logic, which can be understood, which are conceivable to my mind and my logic, I will accept that part of Shastra. But if there are some statements in Shastra, for example, where it says that, earth talks, right? Stones, water talks, stones float. I don't see such things in my experience. So these statements I don't accept. There must be some exaggerations. But other statements in Shastra which make sense to me, I will accept. Such people are called jackals. This is said in Mahabharata. Why I said this? Because that word Srugala came. Prabhupada said that this in the forest, even a jackal becomes the king. So when that Shrugala came, I just connected it with that. If I confused you, sorry, just forget that analogy.
No, there was no confusion. So my question was only this, that
why they call jackals? Is that
why call jackals? Like jackals are cunning, you said. So
that's why
these people. So okay, so these people are cunning because they accept only the
हाँ,
things.
hypocrites.
Hypocrites.
देखा?
Yeah. Okay.
They are
Yeah.
saying, they are saying कि हम शास्त्र को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, लेकिन सिर्फ
हाँ,
उसको एक्सेप्ट करेंगे जो हमको समझ में आता है, जो समझ
ठीक
में
है।
नहीं आता है उसको हम रिजेक्ट कर दें। ये क्या है भाई? रिजेक्ट करो तो आउटराइट रिजेक्ट करो, एक्सेप्ट करो तो पूरा एक्सेप्ट
पूरा
करो।
accept
What is
करो,
this?
yes.
इसलिए कनिंग foxes. ठीक है,
Thank you.
चलिए, and we'll end here. Thank you all so much for your support, for coming. We will again meet next weekend. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। थैंक यू।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण।
బాగా చెప్పారు, భలే చెప్పారు అసలు. అబ్బా.